Hello everyone and welcome back to Mossy Pine Ranch at Elmcreek. We have reached episode number 17 and are now in December. So we have done a complete calendar year at Mossy Pine Ranch and we've got another busy day on schedule. Last time we were mowing the grass meadow, we windrowed it and got it all loaded up and put in our fermenting silo, and we did a midnight trip to the BGA. That processed overnight, so we are looking pretty good on the funds. So taking a look at this, we got $62,629 from the biogas income, and that leaves us at $118,877. So we can now pay off our $70,000 loan. The $70,000 loan was used to buy our planter and various other bits to get our barley in, but that's all paid off nicely. So yeah, we planted barley in fields 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then we've got our persistent grass meadow which is currently showing as harvested. I wasn't expecting the grass to grow at this time of year, but our barley is now in the earliest growth stages. However, if we take a look at the soil composition, all of the fields need to get to their secondary level of fertilizing. Now, one thing I noticed is we have quite a lot of digestate at the BGA, so it would be good to use that on the grass field as that's in its harvested state. It'd be good to get the digestate down as a nice natural fertilizer. And then for fields 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7, we can use the man-made fertilizer, the solid fertilizer that we've got left using the spreader. So that is the plan today. But because we need to get the digestate over to the farm and the BGA is quite far away, I'm actually going to buy a nice small storage unit that's going to allow us to store slurry or digestate. So there we have it, a slurry and digestate storage area. It's currently empty, but I think we can store quite a bit in there. So yeah, we've got to get over to the dealership and borrow some equipment that's going to allow us to collect all the digestate from the BGA and bring it to our farm. En route, I'm going to grab a load of silage from our silo and get that taken to the BGA so we can keep that processing nicely all throughout the day. Right, so let's get our 47,000 litres of silage, and once that's all in there we can take this to the BGA to keep it processing throughout the day. Right, off we go. Right, at the BGA we are, so let's do a little pivot round and get this unloaded. Out it goes. Nice to have the BGA processing as much as possible. Brilliant. This trailer is very good. Got great capacity and I like that it can lift up to reach bits to make it a bit more realistic. Sometimes when you've unloaded at the BGA before, it's like you're just dumping into nothing, but with this one you can actually get it up in that bin without needing a front loader. Right, so I'm just going to pop into the dealership and leave the trailer here and grab the bits we need to ferry the digestate to the farm. So one thing that's come up on the used vehicle sale is the roller that we've currently got, and we've got a much newer version. It's worth $27,000 and we can buy it used for $16,000. So we've got the opportunity to buy this, sell our newer one and get around $11,000 back. So I'm going to do that And I did the same with the cultivator, and it's a good way of really getting some money back and saving money on the equipment. So for transporting our digestate, I'm going to lease this Lizard MKV to Universal. You can up the capacity on it to 25,000 litres. We've got around 100,000 litres, well 125,000 litres of digestate in the BGA. So we'll have to do 4 trips, and then the 25,000 litres that's there we can just take a bit from when we buy the digestate and slurry spreader. So let's lease this for 3,263. And we will need a dolly as we're towing with a tractor, so I'm just going to get this dolly for $459. Right, dolly and tanker, so let's just get this hitched up. There we are. Let's hop to the BGA and get that digestate. Right, here's the little collection point for the digestate. Let's get it filled up. Nice and full. Back to the ranch. Right, there we are, depositing some of our digestate into our little silo, and now it's back to the BGA to go do the other 3 trips. So leave that with me, and I'll see you when we're done. Third load, last trip. And here we are, unloading the last load. Thank goodness, that was quite a big job, but yet we are going to be having 100,000 litres in here. And of course this silo is underground, so we don't see it. We've just got the ability to deposit and pump out of it, and it cost us I think the unit was £5,000 plus I had to move it around a little bit, so that cost us an extra 2.5. But yeah, it doesn't make the ground look too bad, and yeah, it's quite nice that we can just drive up to it, drop what we've got, and then also pick up what we need as well. So I'm going to get ready to take this tank back to the dealership, and I'm also going to ask the John Deere to follow me with the newer roller, so we can sell that and bring back the used one. Right, if I hop to the old job screen and get this guy going to the dealership. Start job. There we go. Hopefully that's him moving off, and we can get going as well. Probably going to have to do a little overtake here as we'll be going faster. Right, and we're back. So let's get these leased items returned. So they are returned, and if we take a little look, we should be able to see how much that cost us. $3,700. So that's not too bad to transport 100,000 litres of our digestate. Now we need to look at buying our slurry spreader, and I've had a little look at which ones we've got available. Okay, so there are two to choose from that were top of my list. We've got the Marshall, which has a nice red colour that matches our case. It's $14,000 and has a capacity of 8,000 litres and a width of 11 metres. And then we've got the Meprezet, which can take 14,000 litres, a width of 10 and costs 19,000. Now both of these brands I have looked, and you can buy used equipment in the US for these two brands, so I was happy that these sort of met the area and feel for the ranch. So to choose between these, I think I'm going to go for the Marshall for the lesser cost, the 1 meter extra width, and although it's got a lesser capacity, we've got Digestate on tap from our new silo. So let's go ahead and buy this. You can get new or used decals. I quite like the used ones, so I'm going to go there. Right, so here is our new slurry spreader, and it's a little bit smaller than I was expecting, but it's quite a nice tank. Let's get out and have a look at it. Here it is. Quite a smart mod. I do like this, and got a good width on it for the size. Now it looks like the helper unfolded the roller quite nicely. Don't know why, but let's get that over and sold to get some money back. So we can sell for $29,875. Nice. So I'm going to get the roller hitched up to this, the new but used one, and get that taken back to the farm by the helper. Right, off our helper goes, although he seems to be a bit finicky and getting blocked by things. Let's head over to the BGA and just get 8,000 litres of Digestate into the slurry spreader. There we go, that is full. And what's nice is you can see the trailer lower as it gets filled up with the slurry or the Digestate. Coming up back to the ranch, and we just caught up with our helper bringing the new but used roller back, which yeah, got us around $12,000 back in the bank, which is very nice. I think he's just going to stop there and he's going to unfold again. What is your habit around doing that? Right, let's get this folded, and I'm also going to get it serviced up, as it's used, it's going to need a service. 242 to repair. Right, that's parked up, and I might send the John Deere on another mission to try and bring back the big lizard trailer, as we're going to want to do another load of silage at the end of the day. There we go, helper is off again, and I'll get it hitched up to the lizard trailer to bring that back from the dealership. But for now it is on to slurry spreading or digestate spreading. I'm probably going to get those two mixed up when I'm talking about it. But yep, our digestate needs to get spread on this field. And one thing I did notice in the help menu is you have the ability to activate the double application rate, which means that when you were prepping this field before it was seeded, or even now, if it wasn't having any level of fertilizer, you could get it to the doubled fertilized state. But of course we only need to apply one, so we'll keep it at single, and we can get started. So let's fire up the spreader. I'm wondering what kind of rate it's going to chew through this. And one thing I'm going to want to check is that it is actually getting it to double fertilized, or the secondary level of fertilized from primary. But this is quite a nifty slurry spreader. Matches our case quite nicely. Slightly brighter red, but that's okay. Down to 65%. This is where something like precision farming would really help. It would vary the application rate to help us keep some stocks of slurry where we don't need to apply as much. Yep, coming up to near 40%, and we haven't done a full headland yet, so you can imagine that we're going to have to do quite a fair few trips back to the silo, but that's okay. We have got a smaller tank, so we're not going to be chewing through it as badly as it seems. 8,000 litres per tank full, so we've got plenty in the silo to get this field done at least. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on the slurry spreader. I think it looks fantastic, and it would be nice to see it a little bit dirty at the end of the job. Yeah, we are nearly at empty, so that's my cue to head over to the silo. I will get another load put in there, and we'll carry on with this job. So I'll see you when we've got that grass field all covered in digestate. See you soon. And there we are. We have digestate spread all over the grass meadow, and that is really going to help the yield when that does grow. Probably in the spring it's now going to grow, or when we get into later part of winter. But the spreader has done a fantastic job. It's not the biggest piece of equipment. It doesn't hold the most amount of slurry or digestate, but thanks to this handy silo we do actually have quite a good operation to be able to nip back and forth. And the last bits just dropped off into the silo there. Going to leave the spreader there for now, and next we are going to move on to solid fertilizing our other two fields, the ones with barley in. So I'm just going to pop the case up here. It does need a refuel and a service, so let's get that seen to. There we go, fixed up so many, we got an achievement. So we can just leave the case there for now and hop in the John Deere to get the solid fertilizer spreader and get to work on that. Okay, so we need the drawbar for the spreader. Here it was, hidden in the grass. Excellent. So let's get the spreader attached. Okay, so we've got 26%. I'm going to see if that's enough to fertilise our two fields. If we have to buy some more, then we will. But we'll only need to buy a small amount, I'm sure. Okay, so if we look at our map, we can see that we got a nice secondary fertilizing state from our digestate on the grass meadow. And now it's time to do the same, but with solid fertilizer for the barley field. So let's get it turned on. Luckily this has a bigger width, so it's going to make our job a little bit quicker. And as you can see, the snow has started setting in. That's not just the spraying of fertilizer going into the air, that is indeed December snow. So let's get this all fertilized, both fields, and then we can probably call it there for the day. Has been quite a busy one getting all of the digestate over to the farm and then getting the fertilizer applied to the grass meadow and now to these two fields. So I'll see you in a short while. Okay, so that is us done. I've just missed a tiny little spot along this edge near the trailer there. So I'm just going to tidy that up. The application and width does seem to be a little bit shorter than I remember. And also I'm fairly certain that the areas that are showing mist I have gone over. So again, much like with the weeding, this field does seem to have a bit of random application problems now and again. But never mind, that should be all covered. And then, yeah, there's just a couple of thin slithers there, which I'm happy to just leave. So, let's get the spreader parked up. We've only got 6% left fertilizer, 408 litres. So we can just drop that off. And yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to switch to fully using digestate based on how much silage we do, how much silage we put in the BGA. That's what creates the digestate. So that's really going to help us decrease the fertilizing costs of the farm. Yeah, that's parked up, and we can just tuck the John Deere in the shed as well to keep it out the snow. There we go. If I leave the bucket hanging out under the roof, maybe it will fill with snow. Okay, so last thing I want to check is just how much silage we've got in the silo. Okay, so we've got 20,000 litres of silage with 18,000 litres of grass left. So I am going to wait to do the next run to the BGA. I think the BGA has still got 13,000 litres to process. So yeah, we can leave that and we can top it up slightly later this afternoon. But that is it for today. One thing to mention is I have downloaded a horseman mod, which is going to now start looking after the horses, so I no longer need to ride and clean them. It costs $50 per horse per month, so we should start seeing that cost go out at 11 PM. But yeah, hope you have enjoyed watching today. We've got some digestate operations now up and running in the farm thanks to a new silo. We ferried all the digestate across from the BGA, and we will have to do so again in the future. And we bought a rather nice new slurry spreader, which can also spread digestate. And we got the grass meadow all fertilised up with the digestate, and our 2 barley fields covered with the remnants of solid fertiliser. But yep, that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching. A big thank you for your views, likes and subscribes. If you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like me to do, then please feel free to leave a comment. All there's left to say is, hope to see you again next time, and until then, catch you later. Cheers all. Bye bye.